counting up. All right. Hello, everybody. I apologize ahead of time. YouTube decided to change their whole format and want me to pay over almost $300 just to have one person on. So we're working around it right now until we figure out the details. But
so is this going to be recorded and then turned into YouTube?
Yes, it will.
Okay, because I didn't usually I get a live notification saying.
No, I'm gonna have to do it by hand. I'm gonna have to literally record this. This is another thing I get to add, Josh. I'm gonna go through, record this, go to bed, set this to just upload, wake up in the
iTunes. You can do iTunes and YouTube at the same time. Then good job.
Isn't that great? I'm just so talented. Yeah. Anyhow, enough of me. We finally have some Northern representation.
Hey, there you go.
All right. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are? So you know who to yell at when you get something wrong?
When I say something wrong.
And include your email address, too, so they can call.
So my name's Ron Wright. I'm the wrestling coach at El Molino High School. We're right outside of Santa Rosa, about an hour north of the Golden Gate Bridge and North Coast section. And so was watching a podcast and thought, and these guys don't know anybody up north. So I
he's putting it colorfully. He was like, these dicks don't know anything about the North. He was going off on us, kicking his puppies. Like, these dickheads.
That's right.
He was like, Google search is your friend. He was so fired up. I was like, damn it. I was equally getting angry. I was like, he must have somebody now that's done something, and now he wants to be on the podcast.
But I've been watching and listening to you guys for quite a while. I don't know if I've seen every podcast, but I've seen a bunch of them. I like what you do, supporting the girls and the sport. So if I can contribute a little something without sounding too stupid, or at least no more dumb than you guys are, it'll be all right. Yeah.
Than the former Northern rep that we had.
Hey, we didn't give it a Northern rep. We got a way Northern rep. We got like all the way up North Coast. Like we didn't even get like Fresno-ish. We got all the way.
We just shot over everybody. Just like North Coast.
Over the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
He literally has a mushroom salad right now. He just like right by Chico, just like I harvested these myself. Starts tripping out in the middle of the podcast, just dancing, rubbing olive oil on himself. Like, what? He's really North Coast. Anyhow, well, good. We're happy to have you. We're happy. We've been begging for somebody in the North for a while now to come on, and they either hate us or don't want to be associated with us. So, congratulations. You decided to pick up that torch.
Yeah.
So,
thanks.
Well, it's all good. Let's jump into it. Cadet Worlds. What did you guys think of our performance at Cadet Worlds?
It's disappointing. I mean, I think it's just the same as boys too. The ones you think are just gonna go smash everybody and oh shoot, that's a world champ. By far, it doesn't happen. And then some, names you've never heard of end up, winning it or getting silver.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But there are some other things going on. From what I understand, just from what I heard, not that I'm in the room at the OTC or anything like that, but I do know some wrestlers are going to be changing weight classes that are on the world team because my understanding was some of them were kind of coerced to kind of avoid certain weight classes. So I don't know if maybe USA Wrestling thought they should spread them out and have a balanced team, or just have that whole Kyle Dake, David Taylor kind of thing where you have a bunch of good talent in one weight class. But my understanding was one girl in particular has already made it clear to my sources that they going down next year. They're not going to avoid or take any suggestions. They're just going to do what they do and let the chips fall where they fall. So,
interesting.
I mean,
I think it's plausible. I think when you look at, there are certainly girls, I think, that are not just on that stage, even here in California, that are moving their weight classes around at certain tournaments, or, no need to go wrestle here or do that. It seems to me like there's some head-to-head avoidance, but, whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I understand the need for a strong, overall stronger team, but I think it gets when you get to that level, you got to kind of be a little stingy, a little self-centered, and what's going to balance and benefit my personal self because I need to go out and get a world championship first before I can start thinking of anything else.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, Kyle Dake's going the way he's going to go because he wants what's best for Kyle Dake. He doesn't care about anybody else. He doesn't even care about Team USA. You know, he wants to get. You have to be selfish. It's your job. You've worked that hard for that long.
Yeah.
You need to go the way you think is the best for you and what you need to do. But I mean, Cristal Rodriguez got silver, and I think Hattendorf got silver at the weight below 46 kilos.
Yes.
So that's 46 and 49 got silver. Amit got bronze.
Yeah.
Which I know surprised everybody. If you weren't surprised by Amit getting bronze, you don't know who Amit is.
Yeah. I was surprised. I think it was yesterday we were sitting around and I just, you know, my son mentioned it to me. He's like, she lost. And it was kind of like, I don't know, it was shocking a little bit, to be honest. But, I mean, it took a 2-time world champ to beat her.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, some of our girls lost to some really good girls.
Yeah.
Lillian Freitas, the girl she lost to first from India, she went 1-3-1. She was a cadet for 3 years, went 1-3-1. So that is really tough. That's a really tough draw.
Yeah. Second round.
Yeah.
I mean, at least she knew she was getting pulled back into repechage.
Yeah, that's true. No matter what, yeah, you're still gonna get another match. Don't worry. You just got to eat this loss. But yeah, that was kind of rough. But I know, you know, in talking with some people, you know, they're being kind of negative with her. You know, like, hey, Lily lost. You know, and some people too, I know, maybe hadn't really even reached out to her, talked to her in a while. As soon as she lost, they were all over, you know, kind of celebrating it. It's kind of messed up, but
yeah,
you know, that's too bad. I mean, that's kind of how people are. People are fickle. Yeah, they'll forget, you know, how good somebody is and celebrate their losses like that. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is this one here? So yeah, so I think the meet was probably the shocking one of all of them.
Blades not placing either, going from champ to DNP.
Yeah.
That was
that one really surprised me. I think more than Amit at first. I was like, what? Really? So that, you know, it happens. Hey, the thing that I think I know I forget about it. We're still talking about 15, 16-year-old girls who just traveled to the other side of the world, you know, to go do this. That's a lot going on. That's a lot to deal with. Oh
yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's grown-ass people that can't do that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's impressive that these young girls can go out there and do that. Another thing too that kind of was brought up to me was what do you think's going on with these camps when they go out to these training center camps before they leave? Like, what are they going over? Because I know a lot of attention. My understanding, there was a lot of attention spent towards blades, extra workouts, all this stuff, and I don't know.
Your dog's losing his mind, man.
I know that sounds like an angry dog too.
Yeah, it's not even. It's like outside. It's not even my dog. That's the weird part. I was trying to figure out how to mute it, but
where is it? Let's see here. Guilty down. I'm trying to go through and see who was where. Pest Pool 3. That's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. Screw it. Whatever. 2 or 3 finals. I don't even know who it was. Anyhow, so that was kind of a bummer. I think Team USA could be better. I think Kennedy Blades is in the wrong weight class, personally. I think she should probably be lower in a meets weight class, but they got a meet there. So I think that's kind of interesting how that's going to pan out. I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? Since we're on the topic of a meet, let me ask you guys this. How long has Amit been working with Valentin Kalika?
Yeah, I don't know.
2 years maybe now. Like right, I'm guessing like right coming into her after Worlds last year, right? Because she went to they went to 15U Pan Ams last
Yeah, and didn't she go to Japan, or was that the year before?
year. Yeah. You know what? No, she went to Russia or wherever that European trip was this summer or the previous summer. So about a year. I know she went with Valentine to his camps and stuff across the Wicks. I think one or two of the Wicks went with them and a couple other people.
I don't know. He seems to always show up in people's corners when they're just hitting that lip.
I think a lot of people do that too. A lot of other people do that also. And, they're looking for somebody coming up and then want to step in their corner.
Yeah. It's an interesting.
Yeah, you're right. And he's been doing it for, I don't know, 10 years now.
He says he's got 10 world medals. Who else does he have?
Well, Pico's probably responsible for 3 of them.
Shoot.
4 of them, because he won cadets. A couple times, maybe juniors once. So he probably won cadet 3 times and juniors once. I'm just going off my head.
No, he didn't win 3 times. I thought he only won once.
No, he won cadets at least twice. I know that. And then maybe
Google's our friend. Let's see here. I'm going to Google just to suggest it to us.
Well, is he maybe considering like Elena Hershkova, like maybe. A couple-time world medalist? Helen, if you want to, count the couple years he was with her, was a couple-time world medalist. So that's like 5, 6. Amit would be 7. Pico, yeah, that's 8, 9 right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody else in there.
Yeah. Let's see here. Pico, let's see, 2013, 1 gold. Let's see here. In the juniors, he took a silver and a bronze. Okay.
So he's responsible for 3?
3 of them.
Yeah. 3 of them, yeah. Gold, silver, bronze. Huh.
See, we do know how to use Google, Ron.
Oh, good. Yeah, hey, you proved it right there.
Awesome. We're trying. We aim to please. So, so it's just interesting. People are kind of knocking him, in terms of like his contributions, I guess, to the athletes. I know. For us, I know we usually don't go after the number 1 girls because we know there's kind of a very short distance to go from there. We kind of like to see development. So we usually go after like the 4, 5, 6 girls or girls at DMPs. And then we try to work with them and see if we can get some improvement. But I don't know. Valentine's got some stones if he's out there grabbing the highest level kids and saying, oh, let me make you better. So congrats to him on that one. Let's see here. Next topic. What do we got? We got camps. So, I know a lot of kids are coming back from camps. I kind of talked to some kids about it. Camp of Champs was one I talked to somebody about. Did you guys hear anything about that camp? Good, bad, ugly?
I haven't heard on that one.
Josh?
Nope. Which one though? There's 2 Camp of Champs. There's one like run by Glassy out of California, and then there's another one that's run out by somebody else in the Midwest. They both have girls ones, so I don't know. Like
this one was up there in Northern California.
Okay.
Had Chris Pendleton.
That's Glassy one.
Glassy one. They said that basically they were run side by side with the boys. And that they had their own girls staff, but they did a lot of the stuff like as the boys did it. Mm-hmm. But they had their own girls staff, even though they were doing the same thing as the boys.
I think the Doys were there, weren't they?
I think so.
I saw a picture of something.
They did say that there was a drawback in that a lot of the girls weren't super competitive. A lot of them chose to sit out when things got a little tough. So that's kind of the downside on a high level there.
Wrestling.
Yeah. So now my girls, get in there, kick you in the butt, get you working. Um. So yeah. So there was that, but I mean that's not Glassy's fault. But just there was maybe I think they said 20 girls there. So, but other than that, they said it was a positive experience. Not a bad thing.
Good.
Any camps you guys hear about?
So our girl went down to Fresno and did the
Mm.
camp there, and really liked it. Was it Sarah Hildebrandt? I think was one of the clinicians there one day. Oh,
That
she
was
got
the
a lot
one
out of it.
before Fargo?
What's that?
That was the one before Fargo?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the one
Yeah.
that Gracie was at too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Same one.
So like
So
they skipped a Thursday session and added a Saturday session, something weird.
yeah, it was no, it was a 3-day camp. So maybe it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But she enjoyed it. Had a good time.
Okay.
Get to see some of those girls at that next level that are here to show the up and comers, how to do some of this technique, and she had a great time with it. So
That's good because I'm assuming that Fresno State would be on the forefront of, adding women's
I would
wrestling. I
think.
mean, there was the talks about Gracie and Aleda just going right to Fresno State.
Yeah.
And wrestling for the club until it did become, a sport. But I guess when Menlo's offering you 100%, it's hard to turn that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other camps, nothing really that.
There's the
that
Marcy Van Dusen camp, but I didn't get any reports of. I mean, it's always a good camp. They always have a bunch of staff. So, I mean, kudos if you're spending the money to send your kid to a camp or your kid's going to a camp. That's great for them that they're actually doing something during the summer, not just hanging out.
We do a lot of like local high school camps. The club team will put it on, and it'll just be like a 2-day or even like a day and a half, just 3-4 sessions get together. And I mean, as long as you're down there doing it, like we did one that was just like a hand fighting and setups,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kind of not the normal. We did a Greco camp at our school, had a bunch of 8th graders, a couple of girls came, some of the local high school kids who do the off-season stuff. Wasn't huge, but it was just something to do. And I think as long as they're out there doing it, that you're going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. What are some things you would want to see at camp? Like we would want to see in a camp. For me, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Drills, not just drilling, but actual drills, effective drills to improve hand fighting, effective drills to improve footwork, effective drills for penetrating, effective drills for like things like that. Like I'm always looking for those things in camps, and not just let me show you the super duck. Let me show you how to like these crazy things that you're never gonna use.
Camp moves.
Yeah, camp moves. Those are things that I like. I always find super important. With camps and things that the kids can take away because, oh great, you showed a bunch of camp moves, but what are you gonna be able to use? Come season. Are you gonna remember those things? Are you gonna be able to do anything with them? Probably not. So, I don't know. Personal preference. I'll just say that. But here's a question. Freshman year, do you take Aleda Martinez or Cristal Rodriguez? Just freshman year to freshman year. Strictly hypothetical. Both took silver, right, Josh? Or did one take bronze, one take silver?
No, Gracie took gold that year and Aleda took silver. So, same exact credentials. Essentially.
Essentially, except Gracie or Aleda was a
101 pounder.
Yeah. Who are you taking? At 101. CIF State. You got to pick one.
I'm gonna say Cristal because I think she's been wrestling longer. Like it's just every year these girls get better and better. So it's gonna be hard to get a new one to pass an old one. Type thing.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. Like let's say you go Cheyenne Bowman versus like sophomore year versus Gabby Garcia sophomore year. It's gonna be Cheyenne. You know, like I think as these girls come up now, instead of being wrestling for 3 years, they've been wrestling for 6 years because it's 3 years later.
Yeah, that's true. They are coming in with more credentials for sure. So
I think we definitely see that up here. The girls that are coming in as freshmen that are wanting to get involved in wrestling, typically they're not just like the girl who shows up and says, "Hey, I'll wrestle." Well, you know, it sounds cool. No, they've already been doing it at a club or doing some other, you know, jiu-jitsu, whatever.
Some combative sport of some sort.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You are wrong, Josh. She was a silver medalist in 15, bronze medalist in 16.
That's what I said. I said silver. I said Gracie got gold that year, and Gracie got silver.
Gold. Okay. Let's see here. I'm using the. I'm sorry. I'm all hooked up on Google now because
you're now like
Google.
Dude,
I'm just.
I've told you they got all kinds of information you can find there.
Who knew? I was just still. I was still using that dog one. I forget the name of that one. Yeah. So that was a matchup I was thinking about. I was like, man, that's a pretty solid matchup. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see how those two careers, like how Cristal's career pans out versus Aleda's, considering they're both those little ones that come in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch how that one goes down. So I got a message via social media, and I guess somebody knew that how I feel about GoFundMe accounts. And they said, "Oh yeah, you know, we know you're not a fan of them." I said, "No, I'm not a fan of GoFundMe's. I like kids to put a little elbow grease in all of it." But they said, "What do you feel about parents who use their kid to raise money to pay for their vacations?" I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting." I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? What do you think?
I think you're saying like we're talking vacation like Hawaii or like a family vacation, not like to go along with their kid to the Worlds or go along with their kid to New York or Vegas or wherever something's happening. Is that what you're talking about?
Or even like they raise money and then don't go.
Yeah.
They don't go to the event that they raise money for.
Well, that's
kind of, on that donor next year is going to, maybe learn his lesson.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Type thing. Like, I think that hopefully you would know the person well enough.
Yeah.
To be able to put some money in. If someone doesn't go for some reason, it's not like you're going to ask for a refund, but you would hope they would have enough integrity to.
Yeah. Hold on to it for next year.
Yeah, hold on to it to next year or
the next tournament or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even sponsor some other kid to go somewhere too. I know, but that's, we're not talking about an integritous person. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's what was brought to my attention, and not only the one parental figure, it was parental figure and another sibling, like traveling the world on that money, and it was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm another reason I don't like GoFundMe's. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and then a lot of times you get one of those and it gets a little viral, and you were looking to raise $5,000, and all of a sudden you're sitting on 15.
Yeah,
yeah,
it can happen.
Never had that problem.
God, I wish
I haven't done a GoFundMe either, but just saying.
Yeah. Imagine? Yeah, it's a lot of cash. No thanks. So yeah, so those things are interesting.
Now you're gonna have me looking for, like, when I see somebody's GoFundMe for a specific tournament or whatever. Did this person go?
Right.
Because if they didn't, I'm gonna call them out.
We should have a wall of shame. We should have a wall of shame behind me. Where it's just like GoFundMe's, the name of the person, the tournament, and then where they ended up going.
Yeah. And if they're not gonna go to the tournament, they can just send the money to us to help fund.
There we go.
Girls Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
Help support wrestling.
We'll have a studio before you know it. We're like,
A double-decker limo.
Yeah, there you go. Just a bus with our heads on the side of it.
Bus is too Mario.
Oh, and by Mario you mean Jeff, because we know
Yeah.
Mario's copying your originality. So, but yeah, well, we'll do something. I don't know, but yeah, that's interesting. That's to say the least. I'm like, well, I don't think I could do that. I think I'd feel kind of bad knowing that. But maybe
So what? So this weekend was Battle of the Midway, that they moved it from Battle of the Parking Lot now back to the pier location.
Yeah.
so no speed bumps in the middle of the mat.
There was no speed bumps in the mat this year, but I wasn't there, so I just saw pictures and videos and heard.
Talk to people.
So I saw that Team Arizona, their girls team, backed out of that tournament because they didn't like the way the tournament management was treating the girls' side of the event, which I thought was kind of, made me feel good that we stayed home and had a barbecue instead of driving down there for it.
Well, I mean, I saw both sides of the coin because Josh kind of was opening my eyes to it, but I agree. Like, it seemed like a very simple fix. It just was.
The biggest discrepancy was they had boys divisions in ages, but they had girls divisions in grades. So like a 5th and 6th grader could be like 10, 11, 12 for girls, but it was the age group was 9 and 10 for boys. So they kind of like tried to like go 1.1 pounds for this age group and weight, age and grade, 2.2 for this one and 3.3 for another one. I don't know. I saw 3 different weights. Maybe it's just 1.1 and 2.2, but for different ages. And it's like, it just showed the lack of planning for girls. It's great that they're trying to run a girls side of things, but they're Rocky Mountain Nationals. It's not new to them. They've been running. They do this for a living, and I would assume if they're good business people, they realize that the girls is growing exponentially while the boys is probably tapered off, maybe growing very slightly or even declining. Did
you see any of the brackets or videos or anything from down there? Or were there a bunch of girls down there?
No, there wasn't.
No, there was not.
There was like 6 girls, 8 girls. The biggest brackets I saw.
Yeah.
And it was you want to go on the cluster on it, or do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
So the first day was freestyle and So girls freestyle and duels, folk style duels. So you had girls getting called to one mat to wrestle freestyle while their duel was supposed to be going on another mat. It's like, dude, it's a 3 or 4 day event.
Yeah.
Like, space that time out. And it's not like it wasn't an issue where if a girl's going junior high and high school, then you understand, okay? You double division, like get your butt over there as soon as you're ready and go. You don't need a break. That's too bad that you signed up for it. I wrestled 4 divisions every off-season tournament I ever went to,
Walked up school both ways, uphill.
Yep, exactly, in the snow, barefoot.
Yeah.
There you go.
Before Google.
Yeah, way before Google. The other thing was with the what was it? Oh, I mean, the other thing was the finals. So it's a great idea. I mean, it really is. You go down to San Diego, it's 74 degrees all day long. You're on the pier. It's an amazing venue, yada, yada, yada. But then for the finals, they go onto the ship, which in previous years, it was wet, right? Just like beat the streets. A lot of dew. It's on the water. Super slippery. Everyone complained. So now they moved it downstairs in like the hull area of the ship. I mean, it's aircraft carrier. It's huge, and you have to pay $20 to get in or something like that.
$27.
$27 to get in. So if you're a wrestler and the coach, wrestler plus 1 gets in if they're in the finals. But what do you do with if you bring a whole team of 7, 8, 9 girls? What do you do with those kids that you're responsible for?
And they were charging for them to get in.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
it
what
doesn't
would
matter if you doesn't matter if you were a kid in the tournament earlier in the day and in the
Right.
tournament. Doesn't matter. You're paying to get in.
Wow.
$27 a pop.
because it's like a different, like, it's the state park or whatever that Midway.
Oh, so it was like admission to get on the
It
ship.
was admission to get on the ship.
Right. Well, you'd think that'd be pretty easy to iron out, you would think.
But they haven't ironed it out in the last 3 times they've had it on the ship, so I don't know if it's going to get ironed.
Right.
So not only that, tell them the sequence at which they did the tournament. Like if you made the finals, you were done by like 11 the day before. You didn't wrestle till 7:30 at night the next day. So you're basically going to have to spend at least one more night of hotel when they could have actually got it all done.
Yeah, and who cares if you wrestle on the ship or on the pier? As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
I want to get there, get as many matches, get the heck out of there. Maybe not get the heck out of there, but go spend the time on the beach or, relaxing or somewhere not at the venue or.
Right. Standing around waiting for a full day to wrestle.
Yeah. So.
Well,
Yeah,
good. I'm glad we didn't go.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the teams that said they were going backed out. And I'm sorry, the team that called us out didn't even order uniforms, so I knew they weren't going to go. It was like, you didn't even order uniforms. Like, please, you weren't serious about it. And it's not even your team.
Oh,
So.
the other issue I did have with it,
Uh-huh.
and it's not, I don't have an issue with the coaches doing it because that's the division, right? But you can't have 8th graders coming into being freshmen. You shouldn't have those girls wrestling on the middle school dual team. Like, those girls are now high school because otherwise you can't have freshmen. It says right on there you can't have seniors that graduated wrestle.
That's true.
So either you got to go one way or the other with it, which I don't know too many seniors that did graduate that would want to go. Maybe they would. I don't know. But, I mean, it's really only 3 years of high school age that can wrestle. And I just thought it was weird to see, like, girls like, oh, these girls are legit. I mean, they're wrestling the high school division to get the reps in,
Right.
the individual tournament, but on the dual team, they're wrestling 6th graders. They're Fargo All-Americans and they're wrestling 6th graders.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fair. I would agree with you on that. That's kind of, why would you want to do that? Like,
but I mean, that might be the age division that you can't, maybe because it was ages, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Ages.
Yeah, so they're not letting you bump around on the age.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird. Like, I don't know. I know duels does. I know duels probably for a tournament director brings a lot more teams or a lot more entrants to a tournament because the dual team's going to come and then all those girls are going to enter at least one division of the individual tournament. So.
Did you hear how much it costs to walk up?
No, $75? I don't know.
$80.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
What do you get?
And,
What do you get with that?
and even if you wrestle the other style. So if you wrestle freestyle and decide you want to do folk style,
Another $80?
$80.
Wow.
Like,
Ooh.
it was supposed to be $50, but no, it was $80. That's what I was told today.
I'm just
wow.
Rocky Mountain Nationals has always been a money grab. I mean, just Freak Show. They're the ones that run Freak Show. If you want to change weight classes, it's $10. If you want to do this, if you signed up and you didn't get like your parental thing signed and your parents didn't upload it at the right time, it's an extra $20 fee.
Aren't they the same ones that do the Wild West up here in Sacramento?
I don't.
Is that the same people?
It's Rocky Mountain National, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it is because I've seen the banners. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
Hang on. You said it before.
Uh-huh. I know where it's
Doing
hidden.
it again. You know where to go? You know where to go?
Yeah.
I'm going there right now. Let's see here.
The Google? Look it up on the Google.
Yep. Here we go. See if it's Armin event. Wild West. Let's see here.
Yeah, October 6th.
October 6th. Okay. There we go. Wild West. There we go.
It is?
Oh no, this one's actually it's the Wild West Championships, but it's in January 25th.
No, it's
Oh,
different.
That's a
Okay.
different one. I'm being very clear and open, and they do have a similar one, Wild West Championships, but it's not the same one. So they got a lot of tournaments. Interesting. But yeah, so I was surprised by that. I was like $80. My lord, that is a lot of money. But people paid it, and I don't think very many of the brackets were very big. I know we have a friend that was there, and what did he say his daughter wrestled? She wrestled what, once because she got a bye into the semis.
Yeah, she wrestled 2 times in freestyle. The
She times
freestyle
at
bracket.
freestyle.
And 2 times in folk style because she wrestled the semis.
She got
a
there.
bye to the
Wait,
semis.
wait. They got there Wednesday, weighed in. That's a night of hotel. Then they
Yep.
wrestled Thursday freestyle. Got it out of the way. That's another night of hotel because she wrestled folk style the next day. She wrestled twice. Then she wrestled once on Friday. Then she got a bye, and then into the semis, won her semis match. Then had to wait till 7 p.m. on Saturday
The next day.
to
Yeah.
wrestle the finals, and then pay another hotel, and then came home today because he wants to drive home at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So 5 days for 4 matches.
It's a deal.
That's, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why that didn't like just totally sell out and have everybody there. Huh.
And yeah, you got to get there Wednesday. That's right. So take some time off work Wednesday. Take a whole day off Thursday. Take a whole day off Friday. But hey, if you can do it, more power to RMN. They got people doing it for years.
And the thing is, I mean, the RMN usually does make things like a destination location.
Right.
You know, like it's San Diego, so they're like, oh, let's take the whole family and make a vacation out of it. Let's go to Vegas and make a vacation out of it. That is the,
Yeah.
positives of them. I'm not a huge fan of any of their events, but I'm just trying to play a devil's advocate.
Yeah. So that was interesting overall. I've never been, but it's because I don't like to jump on the bandwagon right away. But yeah, I think they could have did a little better with that overall. Let's see here. So, all right. I don't know what that is, but anyhow, Poland was this week coming up. I saw this weekend, Amy Fernside won it. Amy is a California girl. She went to the University of Jamestown. So good job, Amy Fernside, for winning that. On the guys' side, you see Yanni winning that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The court case or the arbitration should be this week. I mean, it already happened, but we should get a ruling this week.
I'm excited. I hope we get another match, to be honest.
Did you guys see where the wrestle-off for Dake Seringer is going to be?
It's like a high school gym somewhere.
In a high school gym in Austin.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
$10.
Is that what they're charging for admission?
I think something like that. $10-15 probably.
They should, and I hope that they let the high school wrestling team keep that money. Just saying.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Because Flow is evil.
Yeah, but it's not even. It shouldn't even be Flow. It should be USA Wrestling getting some cojones and saying like, "Hey, we're the governing group." You know.
Yeah, they're already getting money for casting it. I'm trying to see exactly the cost on it. That's great there.
Something just happened with the Skype.
Uh-oh. Let me see here.
Oop, there he's back.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. There he is. Okay. Did you see that Santa Ana College just got approved to have girls wrestling?
No, it didn't all. Well, I did get a text like a month and a half ago from the coach, like with a picture of 3 girls saying, "This is our new wrestling team." but I didn't know it didn't need to be approved. Like, what needs to be approved?
I don't know. That's just the message I read, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I don't know, the institution, maybe the AD need to approve it. I don't know.
Huh.
Not that it costs them any more or anything, but
They probably
I
got
guess
some
it will.
They probably got some old boys cut singlets lying around from the 80s, 90s.
Some polyester, some nylon singlets
Yeah.
laying around.
Well, I mean,
Got
shoot, Santa Ana High School could probably donate them some singlets, some old ones from girls ones.
Yeah, it'd probably be
3
the same,
years
right?
ago. Say Santa Ana.
Way to do it. Yeah, so not a super
Good.
exciting week overall.
Wrestling folk style.
Yes. Gosh. It's disgusting. Okay. Let me ask you guys this, okay? And I don't want you to be cliche. Give me the same bullshit answers everybody else gives. Well, as long as the coach is, giving kids an opportunity, I think that's a successful coach. Don't give me that crap.
So you're basically telling us how to answer the question. Thanks.
I want real answers, what I'm saying. Don't sugarcoat it, son. When you think of a successful coach, okay, because you see it sometimes. You see these coaches, they'll have one superstar standout wrestler that they ever coached, and you don't see anybody else really behind them. And it's like, well, and those coaches are usually the ones that talk down to everybody else.
Okay.
What are some to a parent coming into the high school scene? What are some things that you think would be like, okay, that coach knows what they're doing, or that coach is a successful coach? He's going to get my kid to a high level.
What are the markers of it?
Yeah. Is it just they got 40 kids in the room every year? Is it that they got state placers every year? Is it like, what are you thinking?
I guess it would depend on what the goal and knowledge base of the kid is coming in. Do they want to just be part of a team and have
No.
fun doing it?
I already prefaced it. Get your kid as far as possible. The most results.
Well, then you got to look at previous results.
Yeah.
And I would say a little track record of at least multiple years of multiple state qualifiers, maybe state placers if you're really looking hard.
What if you got a coach who's like, yeah, I coached this one state champ. They were a multiple state champ, but they coached one. And then over here you have this coach who's coached placers every year, but has never had a champ. Which one are you going with? The guy who coached the one athlete to a really high level, or the guy who's a coach that has consistent years of state placers?
I would go in there and make sure that the coach that says he coached that girl to a really high level actually did the coaching, and he didn't just get lucky with some superstar that walked in. But I don't know. Probably the guy that's had multiple state placers year after year.
Yeah, I don't know. I sound like the guy that you first described, so I don't know what to tell you.
No, but you just got into it.
Yeah, but
you came in to help out.
I think, and I know you guys talk about it a little bit, and then I see it on like the California Wrestling Forum about these kids that transfer all over to these different schools, and maybe coaches being a little shady or not real ethical about how these kids are transferring around. And that's, I don't know, that up here where we're at, that's just not as prevalent for sure. It's just not something you see. So I don't know. Most of the kids wrestle in the town that they live, unless they're going to to Catholic school or something.
Yeah. Because somebody asked me that recently. They're like, well, if you had to pick, which one would you take? And I was like, the coach that coached one superstar, or the coach that consistently places kids?
Now, I would think you would want your kid to be in a room that has somebody, like the same size, the same drive that they can work with every day, more than just, oh, you got a good coach or an okay coach, or you got 3 other girls that are, hammers. But if none of them are even close to each other in size, who do they wrestle with? Who do they practice with?
Yeah, and I know you and I disagree on this, Ramos, but like I think that the success of the boys' side would play a big role in my decision too, especially if they're practicing together. Knowing that they're going to have good partners. I mean, I'll be honest, they don't need that great of a partner. Like as far as they don't need to be a state champ for a girl to have a good workout partner. A lot of times it's a 3-year JV boy that's the best partner for a girl. He's not going to do something stupid where, he doesn't know which way to move and that kind of stuff like a new one would.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so we're a small school. We're a mixed team, and a lot of them up here are that way. Mm-hmm. And boys and the girls in the same room, wrestling together, drilling together. Our weight line is, boys and girls, and we wrestle out, have fun. So I think that really plays in. But if you're at a small school, at a big school, I don't know. That's not an issue that I've got up here. So, I don't even know what you're talking about. So
yeah. So I was just curious. I was like, if my line of thinking was wrong or not. But I was kind of like, nah, I think consistency is probably the best thing. Anybody can. Well, to me, it's like this. If you're a coach and you have one, like let's say one girl, and you can't make that girl decent, what are you doing? Are you I mean, if you only got to work with one, you should be able to turn her up, and get her ready and get her going and give her what she needs. So versus coaching like a team.
Yeah, but you got to have a willing participant on that on the other side too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, are you really wasting your time? I'm not keeping anybody around that's not equaling the effort. If I'm more dedicated than the athlete, then I just can't. I can't do that. I can't. There's no way. I'm not here for an activity. You can go somewhere else and do an activity and not risk injury, and not have me have to be there and pad your back every time you take a butt whooping. Well, hey, you weren't there. Chances are I'm not super easy and I'm nice in the room compared to how I used to be. But if I got somebody that's just wishy-washy, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. I drive the opposite way from home to get to practice. I'll just go home. Go hang out with my little one. And Josh knows I like hanging out with my little one, so she's always with me. So, yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting question I heard her mom ask me. But we'll see what's up. Anyhow, you guys got anything else?
Hey, talk about your tournament, the Nightmare.
What do you want to know about it?
Well, should we drive down for it?
Oh, buddy, should you drive down for it?
I would love to have a whole bunch of girls from up here, kind of come together and go down there.
Oh, let's see what I got here. Oh, you want to see Josh's daughter's weight class? This is just writing it out through paper. And this, can you guys see that? Look at that right there. Okay, that's Josh's daughter's weight class. So
where is that? Is that from the last tournament? Or
from the Belladonna, yeah. So it's I don't know, 23 girls, something like that. Trying to get them out of there quickly. So you had Heaven Jerez, All-American. That's Berlin Kidu, not Savannah. You had Rybeck. You had Viviana Ramos, who took third at CIF State. Yeah, you had some hammers in there. That's one weight class. Let's see here. I just so happen to have everything here.
Savannah was in that weight too.
Oh yeah, Savannah Kidu, also an All-American.
And the other girl that was there too, that Polly girl, I think.
Oh yeah, she's really tough. Here's 137, and this is just an average every done the weekend kind of thing.
Basically, he's guaranteeing you 24 girls in every bracket.
I didn't say that. Here's another one. Let's see, this one was what is this? 105. Okay, off-season tournament.
Yeah.
So, is there going to be girls? Absolutely, there's going to be girls. That's why I laugh, because you see some coaches. Oh, what are the dates of the fall tournaments? And it's like, I live in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley, probably the most concentrated area of girls wrestling in the country.
Right.
Like, we get girls out here. So, and we have really good supporters too. Like Matt Furr from Montclair brings a ton of girls.
Usually late, but he brings them.
Yeah. we got folks from Santa Maria that come in. Pastoriza, the Arizona team, they come for everything. The Alejandros from Nevada, they come out. We're trying to get Slam to come out. We get a good number of girls for our events. Josh has been there. The Belladonnas blew up this year. I was not prepared for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not prepared for it because the year before it was.
Let's just put it this way: there's gonna be triple the amount of mats that were at the Belladonnas.
Yeah. So for that, and and I'd already, like, the venue's already paid for, the tournament runner's already paid for, like, everything's already done.
It's gonna be run on track.
It's gonna be run on track. It's gonna be projectors, 3 projectors.
1 day tournament.
1 day tournament, 3 projectors. Everything's timed. Little ones are in the very early morning. The high school bracket will start probably around 10, and then the elite will run probably around 1 o'clock. So you got that elite girl. They'll be hitting the mat around that time. We'll have a full warm up room with mat in there with a projector in there, so athletes won't miss anything. We'll have 2 projectors, 1 on each side on the outside, 5 mats under the main area, 2 mats in the middle, another room with 2 mats. So it's going to be as good as I could possibly make it. I'm doing everything I can to try to, get the spotlight in for the finals. We have finalist singlets for the elite. We're trying to do everything we can to make sure it's as good as can be. I want the girls to have their own level of, say, a freak show, where they know, like, but they are the show. They're not. It's not like Josh said. It's not a money grab. I genuinely want to give the girls the best possible. So I literally took everything that I've made over the tournaments over the past year and just literally sunk it all into this. Whatever's left over from me sponsoring the girls that we have. So and Josh will tell you, like, we give our kids a lot of stuff. I
don't know. I don't get any socks, but whatever.
Dude, I got them right here. Like, Josh coached one tournament, got a jacket, got a shirt. Like, my kids and my coaches don't pay.
What question? So, what is the entry fee?
So I think I have right now at $50. I think I have it at. I gotta double check.
So sign up early so you can get the $50 rate. Otherwise, it's gonna go up to what?
It's gonna go up to $75.
Okay.
I want people to sign up early. I don't want anybody running. I'm not gonna make the tournament list available till after registration closes. After the registration closes, then we'll put the tournament list up, because we don't want that bumping around, moving around kind of stuff. Like, just go wrestle.
Right.
Preseason tournament, you should want the tough matches.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Unless you're bumping to get a tough match, then you could probably talk to them about that.
Right.
Yeah. And to be honest, Josh, I kind of want to have, like, you and somebody else, like, with the microphone, just commentating on matches, just random matches. Like, over here we have, like, this girl and this girl, and just kind of, like, giving the girls a little something. Sometimes you're going to have girls that don't make the finals, that have never made a final, never had that moment where they've had somebody talking about their match. Never had somebody talking about their match as it's going on. To me, I think that's kind of a cool thing. It's kind of a big thing to have somebody commentating your matches. So I'm doing everything I can to try to make sure that it's going to be as enjoyable as possible for the kids, enjoyable as possible for the parents. I'm busting my butt. I promise you that. I've taken everything I've learned, every mistake that I've made.
Are they allowing you to have concessions this time?
So the concessions will be run from the venue. I won't have any part of that. That'll be the venue.
Right.
So because if I can't bring anything from the outside. That's the thing. I can't have outside concessions. I'm trying to talk to them about it right now because I would want there to be healthy options. And I'm talking to a caterer right now who, if I can work it out, every coach that brings, say, 10 girls, I'm going to have something like for you guys to have lunch. So I'm talking to them about that. I might end up having the host hotel is literally right across the street. It's 40 feet from the venue, and it's a brand new hotel. They built it this year. It's brand new, so it's a beautiful hotel. I'm gonna post all that up coming up. So
one of those like bougie Pasadena hotels, or is it a real one?
No, it's a bougie Pasadena hotel. It's a nice, really, really nice hotel. So let me see here if I could draw it up. Let's see here. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Darn it! I'm trying to pull up the pictures for it. But yeah, it's a Hyatt. It's a brand new Hyatt. It just was built. It's on the end of Paseo, Colorado. We are right across the street from Paseo, Colorado. It's got El Cholo restaurant. It's got what's that Asian restaurant? PF Chang's there. It's got PF Chang's. It's got a BJ's. It's literally right across the street. BJ's right across the street. PF Chang's right across the street. El Cholo's across the street. I mean, it's everything. Everything's right there. You won't need a car. So yeah, we're just like I said. I'm busting my butt to try, and I'm driving everywhere, handing out flyers everywhere I can. I made a banner to hang it out everywhere. I'm gonna try to do everything I can to make this as big as possible. I've even reached out to coaches that haven't talked to me in years, and I'm like, hey, what do we got to do? What do we got to do? Like, do I got to apologize on air? What do I have to do? Like, mend this over. There's some that I'm never gonna win over, and it's fine, and I understand that. But honestly, like, we want to showcase the girls, and we want to showcase the best possible girls we can find. So I've been bugging the world team members, even though they're overseas. I've been bugging them, just trying to get them to come on board. So we'll figure it out. But other than that, I mean,
Hold on, Ramos.
Yeah, just lost your audio.
Hold on, big truck went by, so we lost your audio.
Yeah, got you.
Sorry.
Okay, no worries. I even made, like, trying to get kids to wear the shirts. I have shirts made, like designs made already. They could buy the shirts online and just wear the shirts now to promote the tournament. Like, just trying to get out there as much as possible. Like, even thinking about, like, if you buy the shirt now, you can weigh in even earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to weigh in at 10 in the morning the day before?
Oh. That's Rocky Mountain Nationals, $50. You can weigh in the day before.
Well, no, but they're getting a shirt. They're going to buy the shirt anyways. You may as well buy it now and promote. The Rocky Mountain Nationals ain't giving you anything. I'm saying, like, look, just buy the shirt, promote the tournament, pay in way early. So, because I thought about that too. I'm like, I don't want to be a money grab, but I do want promotion. I do want, because I see. Well, I mean, I'm fortunate in that, like, I even at Midway, I saw kids wearing Somar stuff. Somar shirts, their singlets, of course, that kind of stuff. So
the thing is, it has to be. I mean, not that. We live in a capitalistic society, so not that being a money grab is a bad thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's capitalism. Like, if you don't make money at a tournament, you're not going to do it the next year.
Right.
So there has to be a certain profitability to keep doing it. You don't do things for, tax write-offs.
Yeah, no, you don't get tax write-offs. That's the problem. And that's the thing. Like, that shootout that I did, I lost 10 grand on that one. I'll be open about it. I lost 10 grand on the shootout. But you know what? It was something that I wanted to try, and it was something big, and I took all the money I got from the events before and put it into that. And I mean, it was cool for the girls to have Deron win. You see Deron win now in the UFC. You saw Kelsey Campbell was there. Victoria Anthony was there, getting coached by Jordan Oliver, by Reese Humphreys, by BJ Futrell, by Jason Ness. Those girls that were at that event, they never had that. So I always try my best. If I fail, I know there's people out there that are going to laugh and point, but I could say at least I'm trying.
So what other preseason tournaments are big ones to go to? We got the Freak Show.
We got the Freak Show.
Got the Wild West up here. I know there's a lot of people go to that one up north here.
Yeah.
And that's earlier or later?
That is October 6th. So it's like Wild West, then a Nightmare, and then a Freak Show 3 weeks in a row.
Well, let me ask you this. When do you start your preseason tournaments? because we usually do a series. We do a series down here, and then what we'll do is we'll take the brackets from those series and we'll have a fantasy draft and we'll draft lineups so the girls can watch themselves be drafted on the teams, and the coaches get to pick their name and their colors, and we make a singlet for the girls. The girls come out and wrestle in their team singlets. So, and they don't pay for that. It's free.
Yeah.
So we've done that in the past.
There's not a lot of preseason tournaments up here.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them run, right at the conclusion of the high school season. Everything gets going. The youth, the little kids, elementary, middle school, there's a little, starts a little earlier, but for the high school stuff, it's all after the high school season.
Yeah.
Pretty rare to have one preseason. Other than, a lot of people go to Freak Show in the Wild West.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We tried to do something up north, and I even said, like, look, take all the money that you make at the tournaments, call it the Somar series or whatever. Take all the money you get from that series, give it to the kids on getting them down here. If you got to rent the vans with the money. We'll get them the singlets. Like, get them down here. We'll put 2 teams from the north, 2 teams from the Bakersfield Central section area, and 4 teams from Southern California, and make it an 8-way duel. But the person that we asked to do it, unfortunately, didn't see any value in it. Even though I was like, look, like, we're paying for that. Well, why do we have to drive so far? Well, because most of the girls are down here. It doesn't make sense for me to pay for 28 girls to come down,
right,
and then to pay 64 girls to go up. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But they don't have a job, so they couldn't do the math on that. But but I mean, I don't know. Like if we did something like that in your area, do you think that would help? I mean, and spread out the tournaments. It doesn't even have to be like North Coast. It could be North Coast.
It would have to be
else.
If you were going to do something up north. I would think it would have to be closer to Sacramento. Maybe the East Bay though. A lot more girl wrestlers there than there are north of the Golden Gate.
I can get Logan for sure.
James Logan, Freedom, Albany, Newark Memorial. I mean, they got some full rosters down there. You could probably get away with something there.
Okay, well, I think we have to talk about that then, because I want that. I wanted to grow it. We did it for a couple of years
over on the peninsula. They've got a pretty big squad.
Yeah, and I'm okay with like moving it, or like having 3 or 4 tournaments that you guys get to draft from in your brackets.
Yeah.
And just like boom, here, like one on East Bay, one up, like you said, at Freedom, one out by you, one over in Menlo. Okay, good. They're all spread out, but that way your brackets have a bunch of girls from different, areas that you get to really draw from.
Yeah.
So that would be good. Is Floche Alcanola, is she a senior, or did she graduate?
She has to be a senior because she didn't
graduate
national
yet?
teams for a long. No, I think she graduated.
Okay.
I think she was a senior this year.
Got it. But yeah, I know Menlo has a tough team. I know Freedom does. I know Logan does. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. We can try to do a series, like I said. If we could do a series like that up there, and I got some people I could trust to just make sure it gets run and take the money and put it in one area, and then perfect. That's what I would like. I would like to do that. So something to talk about. We'll talk about it more.
Yeah.
Upcoming podcast. But everything else good? We good now?
Good.
We're good.
Alrighty. Well,
hey,
make sure you like.
I'm already getting texts like, "Why aren't you guys live?"
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll explain it right now. YouTube changed their whole format. Like, and they want me to pay for this software that I didn't initially have, like $300 for one person to be on the line. And then it goes up another $700 to have up to 7 people. And I was like, man,
wow.
I don't have that on the fly right now. So we had to switch over to Skype, record this on Skype. I'll have to upload this up to YouTube, and then I'll have to convert from the YouTube into audio, and then upload that audio to be able to go on Google Play and iTunes. So on top of
you're gonna be busy.
planning tournaments, doing gear, running my team, working as a therapist, having a 4-year-old, I'll get to go and do that. So,
sounds good.
I got plenty of time. People think I have time. people were yelling at me like to start a younger team, and I'm like, dude, I just don't have the time. Like, I wish I did. I'm like dying right now, but Josh could vouch for me. Don't sleep. So, not like I'm not trying. I sleep maybe 3 hours a night. So
Yeah, you
I'm
opened my
trying.
text at 4 a.m. this morning.
And that's on a Sunday morning. And I got home from a wedding at what time? Oh yeah, like 1 a.m. So it is what it is. But I'm not complaining. I like what I do, and I like meeting people. So, and I got Northern representation, so now I'm excited.
There you go.
So we're all good. But all righty, everybody. That's it for today. Thank you guys for being on. We appreciate it. And
All
we
right.
will talk
All right. Later.
later.
See you.